I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of hesitation. RFL, where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of hesitation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RFL. We're here for round 8 around the Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. As you can see from the screen, ignore the date, it is not 17th of May 2022, as we know. But yeah, I would say a lot of people don't like this track. I'm not joined by Sam this week, he is currently away doing something, so it will just be me, myself tonight. Yeah, so round 8 for RFL. This, I've got to admit, not a track I particularly like. It's actually probably one I mean, I'd liked it in the last game. This game, not so much. The cars just feel so uneven here. But we are currently just waiting for the drivers to jump into the lobby. I think we have our full grid tonight. A couple of faces that we've not seen for quite a while as well, jumping back in. So, but we are obviously just waiting to get underway. We currently have 18 drivers. I would show you the standings, but I forgot to get them. Either that, or I don't think they've been posted just yet, but we are still just waiting to go. I don't actually think we're waiting on anyone else, but we can see very shortly. Actually, let's have a look. Yeah, there should be a full 20. So we're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to get in, I believe. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I would say evening to Sarah, but she's sitting next to me, so not really any point. But yeah, so I think we're actually waiting for one more driver who's saying he can't get in. Oh yes, NT, he's not able to jump in. So whilst we're just waiting for him, obviously, as you can see, I do have the track map for Zandvoort. There isn't 72 laps, as you know, it's 50%, so it's half of that. I believe it's somewhere in the region of like 36 laps. But we do run a five lap race for qualifying as well, instead of qualifying. Oh no, sorry, we run the short qualifying 5 laps, and then we run a 50% race. So, but yeah, yeah, I'm actually still gobsmacked. There's a couple of people that are returning after not being in the RFL for a couple of years. Just waiting for GDMFA to jump in his car. I believe it's the other Ferrari. Oh, there's NT, so yeah, full 20 drivers on the grid. Just waiting for JD to hit the button to choose the Ferrari, because I believe that's the only car free, and he's done it. So yeah, there we go, we have a full 20 car grid. So as you can see, this is taken from this year, the 3 compounds as well that you use. It's more than likely we'll probably see mediums and hards being used in the race. I would be very, very shocked if people were using softs. But we will jump on board. So, as everyone can see, we are currently just waiting for everyone to ready up, and then we will get going with the start of the race. Sarah saying that she's playing Crash Team Racing. For anybody who didn't know, CTR's Crash Team Racing is literally Sarah's favourite game of all time. That and Crash Bandicoot. So, and just luckily they brought it out for Xbox. Otherwise, she wouldn't have it because I'm not buying another PlayStation. So I don't actually know what they're waiting on. It's now 3 minutes past. We should be getting go in now. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna have a little look and see at the standings, see if they have been updated. If I can remember where they are. I don't remember where they are. Oh, there they are. Yeah, so Vapid still in the lead of the championship by 23 points from Scott. Antsman's still sitting third on 46. Actually, wait, is this updated? Yeah, it is updated. Yeah, so Paraquick sitting fourth with Checo in fifth. TM Corby in sixth. Adam Lee in seventh. Angelisam on eighth. Cal17F1 in ninth. Scrub in 10th. Tom Gorey in 11th. NT25 in 12th. Berserker Mark in 13th. TTM Pred in 14th. Q11 in 15th. Richie in 16th. XER Sen in 17th. So Fresh 18th. JD in 19th. Dillworld in 20th. Then we have Wolsey in 21st. XL Leclerc 22nd. VC Mike in 23rd. VC Ryan in 24th. Kozlesko 25th. Alpha Ari in 26th. Futile Rydog in 27th. Morgs in 28th. Then obviously a couple of drivers who haven't really shown up for the rest of the season, but Williams still in the lead of the championship, but only by 6 points from Aston Martin, 90 to 84. Then Red Bull third with 71, Alpine in fourth with 66, Mercedes in fifth with 61, Haas in sixth with 60, Alpha Tauri seventh with 47, McLaren eighth with 46. Then Alfa Romeo and Ferrari are both in, I would say, ninth place on 43 points each. So, as you can see, qualifying has got underway. And we do have a full grid for tonight as well. Just wait for, but as you can see, TMS Sora making a return. Who else? I believe we do have another couple of drivers that aren't here tonight. That were previously in RFL, like Fredster, who hasn't actually been in RFL for a few years. I think the last game he was in the league was 2019, so 3 years ago. But definitely good to see these guys back. A little bit of nostalgia for everybody who used to watch RFL a few years ago. But we do have a couple of cars out on track. I believe Scott is the first person out. He is. So we'll do a rundown lap with Scott when he comes up to the line to start his lap. Zandvoort's, it's a weird track, but if you get the flow of it, it is actually pretty good. So hopefully these guys have an immense race. It's going to be pretty hard for me to keep on board with all the action as well, especially with 20 drivers. But I will try my best. Let's jump on board with Scott. I'll put the sound up just a little bit because it's a bit too low. Yeah, so basically you want a brilliant exit from the last corner to come down the straight here. Because it's a very, very long straight. Then braking, do not touch the curb on the inside because it will spit you out. But you want to try and get as close to it as possible. This bit, the car becomes really unbalanced. You really want to take it wide so you have a nice angle of attack coming out of the corner. Scott does take it quite nicely. There's yellow flags going off everywhere. So next one, this one's pretty hard as well. You don't want to touch the curb on the inside, but you will tend to nick the curb on the outside. That one I think you can hit, but then we have a really slow corner. You actually lose traction coming out here. Then into the next one, I believe this is the second DRS section, maybe, or the first one I think actually. This one is extremely difficult because if you get that corner wrong, it will spit you out onto the gravel. But then he's making his way up purple sector 2 for Scott, then he's making his way up to the final few parts of the corners where I've seen a lot of people invalidate, they go too wide on the exit of the second last corner. But he makes it round without any invalidation, comes up the line, and it's a 1:11.9 for Scott. Let's see who is behind him. Is it JD? It is JD. Just behind him, and then we've got Cal just behind him. So JD puts a 1:13.9. Jump down to Cal. And Cal goes second with a 1:12.6. And then Vapid 1:11.2. So fastest lap for Vapid. I've actually got another. VC Ryan 1:12.2. Tom Gorian goes second, and then gets immediately jumped by Angelissimo with a 1:11.7. Adam Lee slots into P8. Then I don't know who that was that just went over the line. I think it was actually Kirby with a 1:11.9. Cal managed a 1:12.6. So a few of the drivers putting in really good laps. NT goes 9th in the Red Bull with a 1:12.6. One of the Alpha Tauris is coming down. Berserker Mark. Pred has just pulled into the pits. So fresh. Indy Williams decides to pull into the pits. There is a McLaren as well. I believe that's Antsmaz, who is on an outlap. He is on an outlap. Stay on board with the McLaren. I don't think anyone else is doing a lap. But actually I need to adjust the volume. That is really low on my headset. So let's see if that makes it better. There we go, it's a little better. Antsmaz goes purple sector 1, but as I said before, don't know if that's true. This game tends to like to lie to you. I believe TMS Sora and NT, who are both in Red Bulls. Nope, Sora pulls into the pits, so obviously not wanting to finish that lap. But ERL Antsmaz is on a timed lap. So let's see what the McLaren driver can do. It looks like he's pulling into the pits. Nope, he's not. He's taking the shortest line, and it's 1:11.4. He does a purple sector 3 as well. So P2 for the McLaren. Berserker Mark is making his way around. So don't think. Nope. I believe XCR Senna is out on an outlap. He is currently following an Alfa Romeo. I believe that's actually XCR Leclerc. It is. So both XCR members on outlaps and starting timed laps at the same time. So let's see, the Alpha Tauris, I believe Pred is on an outlap, and Berserker Mark actually is pulling into the pits. VC Mike's on an outlap. I believe Antsmaz is probably going to come in. Yep, he's 4 seconds down on his time, and he does pull into the pits. Vapid's on an outlap. His teammate So Fresh is on an outlap. There's a Haas as well, which is VC Ryan, I believe. Scott comes across the line. No improvement, I don't think, or he's maybe just started his lap, but VC Ryan is about to start his. A 1:12.277. It is an improvement. So let's see, there is a 1:13.8 from XCR Leclerc and a 1:14.7 from XCR Senna, which puts him 14th and 13th for XCR Leclerc and 14th for XCR Senna. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector as well. as Pred has just improved and went 12th with a 1:12.6. Let's see. Actually, Kirby is on another lap. I don't know if that's right. It's not a 1:11.901, which is an improvement for Kirby. It's not NT. It's TMS Sora, who's just starting his lap now. His scrub comes up a 1:12.435. Yeah, I don't think these timing screens are working right. But VC Ryan has improved. Oh, Angelissimo has crashed. Sora's retired as well. It looks like he's crashed as well. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Yep, Sora's crashed there. Pred is about to come up to where Angelissimo crashed. I believe he's went off, hit the curb and spun. Evening Sam, how are we? Pred is back in. He has invalidated. Adam Lee looks like he's going. Actually, XCR Leclerc is in, but his teammate Adam Lee is still going. Who is that coming down the straight? I believe it's Vapid. It's not Vapid. It was Kirby. So there is a Mercedes coming down, and I've done it again. There we go. Does improve scrub, but not by much, about half a tenth. Coming from the Hilton at Edinburgh Airport. Yeah, I remember you saying something that you were in. You were going to be at a hotel. In Edinburgh. Let's see, who is the next one? I believe it's VC Mike. Nope, he's into the pits. So is NT. XCR Sana has invalidated but is going again. With Adam Lee just behind. There's actually an Alpha Tauri coming out the pits, and that is SF Pred. As Pred moves out the way for everyone in front, there's actually a car stopped. Is that Kirby? It is Kirby. I have no idea what happened to Kirby there. He was literally stopped on that corner, so he may have had a bit of an issue. Scrub comes back in. Ansmaz is on a timed lap, I believe. He is, and he goes even faster with a 1:11.179. Brilliant lap from himself. Scott has just started his timed lap. I believe Adam Lee is going to be the next person, as he's 4 temps up, now 3 temps up apparently on his time. Oh, okay. Well, that means early night for you. Oh, Adam Lee just goes a little bit too wide and invalidates. So unlucky from the Alfa Romeo. Pred is on a timed lap just behind, and I don't believe that timing screen. So let's see, 1:12.6. As XL Senna comes into the pits. Oh, JD goes really wide on the exit there, but manages to actually keep his timed lap validated. It comes across and does a 1:13.977. It is an improvement. I believe Berserker Mark has just started his next lap. Antsmaz is probably going to come in the pits. Yep, he is. As VC Ryan's making his way around the final corner now. As he is coming up to the line. It's a 1:12.007. I'm pretty sure someone else done that time. But all the guys are out on track right now. As I believe that was Cal just crossed the line. It was. Scott W is hugging the wall for some reason. VC Mike is making his way up to the line. I think that's probably just a banker lap as Pred goes P4 with a 1:11.6. Tom Gorian has just started his lap now. I believe JDM is making his way around the final corner. He is 4 tenths up on his time apparently, according to the timing screen. 1:13.5 puts him P15. Berserker Mark coming across the line, it's a 1:12 and 2:02, which puts him P10. There is a Mercedes about to come across. It's Scrub, who does a 1:12.384, slight improvement from himself. Oh, JD has actually crashed on one of the corners, as I believe VC Ryan has just improved to P6. NT has just jumped Scott for P8. I believe the next car is going to probably be Adam Lee. Yep, but I think he was on a... Oh, VC Mike! A 1:11.122 from VC Mike. What a lap from himself. Pred is coming around the final corner. He is 7 seconds down, no. Berserker Mark looks like he's going to be the next person, but let's find out. As he comes up to... Nope, he's pitting, so if Scrub stays out, he's going to be the next person. He does stay out, and he's making his way up to the line. It's a 1:12.385, which is not an improvement. Kirby is up to the line, but he is down on his time. XCR Senna is in the pits, as well as VC Ryan. It's an Alfa Romeo, which I believe is Adam Lee, as Adam is 5 tenths down on his 5 tenths up on his time. So let's see what time he's going to set here. Comes across, it's a 1:11.9, which puts him P11. Ansmaz is also coming around the final corner now. It's Scott, as Ansmaz comes across the line. It's a 1:11.179. It's an improvement. Actually, no, I think that was the last lap he put in. But let's have a look. So Kirby has just overtaken Scrub, I believe, as he is on a timed lap. Coming up to 2:20 left in qualifying. So we're getting down to where we'll probably be seeing everyone darting out the pits. Scrub going again. Adam Lee will probably be coming in. But we will find out. He's round the final corner. He's not coming in. He's going for an actual timed lap. It's a 1:14.8, which is 2.9 seconds down on his time, but he's probably lining up to go again. Scott W comes across. It's a 1:11.5, which puts him P5. Nice lap. Cal comes across the line. It's a 1:12.453. 1/10 improvement for Cal. So Fresh is about to come across the line as well. It's a 1:13.5. I believe he stays where he is. Currently, McLaren 1-2 on pole, on the front row, I should say. But VC Ryan is on a timed lap as well. So let's see what the Haas driver can do. As he comes up to the line, it's a 1:11.7, which puts him P8, as Adam Lee has retired from qualifying. Berserker Mark comes across the line. I believe he was probably just starting his lap, as we've got a yellow flag somewhere. There is a Alfa Romeo off. I'm not sure which one that is. Vapid comes across, does improve, 1:11.1, puts him P2, and he jumps Ansmaz. Scott W is into the pits. Let's jump on board with Cal as he comes across the line. It's a 1:12.4, slight improvement from Cal. We have a Alpine coming down the straight. It's Tom Gorian, What a 111.426, which was an improvement for Tom. As yellow flags are out for everyone, so this is everyone's final chance to make an improvement on their times. JC Ryan getting really close to the wall on the exit there. 113.9, it doesn't improve. Oh, Pred's off. Berserker Mark jumps up to P7 just behind his teammate at 111.6. As NT is making his way around purple sector 2 apparently, but we will see. Oh, on the limit there for the Red Bull. He's coming up to the line. It's going to be a 111.550, so P5 for the Red Bull driver. Believe VC Mike isn't going again. So let's jump on board with XCR Senna. Is he going to improve? He does by 5 tenths and goes to 18th. Cal is about to cross the line, 121.2, which is not an improvement from Cal. I believe that is it for the end of qualifying. So, yeah, do you know what, Alex? I'm exactly the same. But, I mean, time trial, you've kind of got the perfect settings, so the car's not too heavy. You have the perfect track temperature, grip, etc., etc. Not really representative of what it's like in an actual race. But, I mean, no, it's still a little bit difficult to do, but I mean, it's only qualifying. But there we go. VC Mike will take pole position for the 5-lap sprint race, with Vapid in second, Antsmaz in third, Tom Gorey in fourth, NT 25 in fifth, Scott W in sixth, Pred in seventh, Berserker Mark in eighth, Angelissimo in ninth, VC Ryan 10th, Kirby in 11th, Adam Lee, who's just left the session, in 12th, Scrub in 13th, Cal 17 F1 in 14th, So Fresh 15th, JDM in 16th, XCR Leclerc 17th, XCR Senna 18th, TMS Sora in 19th, and Checo, who didn't set a time, in 20th. So hopefully we can get Adam Lee back into the session. I will try and send him an invite. There he is. There we go. Let's try and get him back into the lobby. So as we're just waiting for the guys to ready up, so obviously they don't have a strategy for this one. It's just a straight 5-lap shootout. They'll probably be all be on softs, and there is no okay, I had no option there, but we are underway. As you can see, everyone into turn 1. Oh, that's very, very wide from most people there. A lot of people changing places, but once they start straightening out and getting into 1x1s, we will see exactly what's going on. As we can see, Antsmaz and NT going very, very close there. VC Mike's lost the lead of the race to Vapid Coot as well, as TMS Sora has fell a little bit back and is retired from the race. Oh, there's actually... I have no idea what happened there, but JD and TMS Sora were just an absolutely massive bunch of cars. We just see carbon fibre flying all over the place there, as Adam Lee has managed to get back into the session. Berserker Mark, as look at that, VC Ryan goes down the inside of Berserker Mark as NT has spun it. NT is round, is back on track, but those tyres are going to be overheating like mad. As Pred as well has suffered, as always backing up and needs to watch what he's doing there. Yep, and the car's tyres are going to be overheating. But let's see where everyone is. So as the cars are just trying to settle down, Angelissimo on the back of Kirby, with Scott W all over the back of Angelissimo. And then obviously Scott's teammate VC Ryan just behind him. Berserker Mark is down in 9th as well. Only one loss from the race so far is TMS Sora, which is unlucky, but still the 50% race to go. Is VC Mike spun. He's trying to straighten that car up. He manages to get it straight, but he's going to have absolutely no temperature. And VC Mike is retired from the session. Adam Lee is left again. I'll need to try and get him back in, but that was so unfortunate there. Let's see. That was massively unfortunate for VC Mike and for XCR Senna. But Vapid sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:28. So Vapid currently at 3-second lead over Tom Gorian, who's P2. Checo is retired as well, so is NT. TM Kirby, who is currently sitting in 3rd with Angelissimo so close to the back of him. Then Scott W in 5th, VC Ryan in 6th, Berserker Mark in 7th, Cal in 8th, Antsmaz in 9th. Then we have Scrub in 10th. Adam Lee in 11th. Adam Lee spun it. Keep out the wall. Yep, he has. Then we have Pred, who is just coming up to Adam Lee now. Takes P12. XAR Leclerc down in 14th, but jumps his teammate of Adam Lee. JD and Adam Lee almost came together when Adam was coming back on track, as XAR Senna is back into the pits to replace the front wing. Let's jump on board with Cal. He's very, very close to the back of Scrub, as Adam Lee and JD's off. He's no front wing. Don't know what's happened there with the Ferrari, but he has no front wing, as Angelissimo is still all over the back of Tom Gorian. Is he going to go down? Kirby goes round the outside. And manages to make it stick. That was close. And Angelissimo's round. Has lost his front wing. That Ferrari has absolutely no front wing. Not going well for the Ferraris today, as JD is down in 15th place. So we are on lap 4, so the sprint race almost over. VC Ryan is overtaking, or trying to overtake Kirby, but is being put under pressure by Berserker Mark, as JD is now in the pits to replace that front wing. See if Angelissimo does the same thing, because that's definitely going to be hampering him. But Vapid 4.1 second lead out front. XAR Leclerc is round as well. His teammate is just coming up to him now and passes him for P13. Some people, as I predicted, not finding the curbs easy. These cars feel very, very unstable on the best of tracks, so they're not going to feel the best on this one. But we are on the final lap of the sprint race. And obviously Vapid out in front with a 4-second lead. We will jump on board with Vapid once he gets to the end. I think he's actually coming up to the back of JD. He is indeed. You can see the Ferrari, but there is a massive battle behind him. As you can see, Antsmaz trying to get past Berserker Mark, with Berserker Mark all over the back of that Haas. And Ryan, is he going to go down the inside? He doesn't. That was close. And it lets Antsmaz close right up to the back of Berserker Mark. Let's jump on board with Vapid as he's coming across the line. He is going to win the sprint race and take pole position in the 50%. Tom Gorian is going to take second with Scott W in third. Kirby is taking fourth. with VC Ryan in 5th. Berserker Mark will take P6 with Antsmaz in 7th. Scrub 8th. Cal in 9th. Angelissimo with no front wing will come across 10th. SF Pred coming through the final corner now. He's actually being chased down by So Fresh, but he takes P11 with So Fresh 12th. Adam Lee, after connection issues, is going to be taking P13. And then we obviously have XCR Leclerc just behind him. XCR Senna and JD comes across, and there's XCR Leclerc. And then JD will round out the finishers. Obviously only 4 DNFs from the 5-lap race. Checo, NT, VC Mike and TMS Sora. But that is the end of the 5-lap shootout for qualifying for the 50%. Obviously the top 3 do get points, as we'll see here. Obviously that's not the same as real sprint races, but the top 3 do get points. So Vapid will start on pole with Tom Gorey in 2nd, Scott in 3rd, Kirby in 4th, VC Ryan and Kirby made a brilliant start to that race. Kirby going from 11th to 4th, and VC Ryan going from 10th to 5th. Berserker Mark will start 6th, with Antsmaz in 7th, Scrub in 8th, Cal in 9th, Angelissimo in 10th, Pred in 11th, So Fresh 12th, Adam Lee in 13th, XCR Leclerc in 14th, XCR Senna 15th, JD in 16th, Checo in 17th, NT in 18th, VC Mike 19th, and TMS Sora in 20th. Yeah, a lot of the drivers saying they feel like they're driving on ice. Not surprised. It's, I would say it mostly happens around every track, but this one's going to be a lot harder because of the changes in elevation for the cars. But we shall see. So we are just waiting to move on to the 50%. And then obviously the strategy will come into play for the drivers, as well as what tyre they start on, which is going to be interesting, because I don't think the softs can actually make it very far around here, but we will obviously have to wait, as Vapid will be changing the lobby to no practice, no qualifying, 50% race, and then obviously dealing with the custom grid as well. Yeah, I mean, it's, I wouldn't even say it's a case of if you push you'll get punished. I think if you just try and go too difficult, if you try and go too fast, the car bottoms out on you. I've noticed that in quite a few of the tracks. If you take it nice and easy, the car doesn't really punish you as much. But if you try and go flat out around some places, the car and track will punish you. And you also tend to spin due to loss of grip as well for no reason. I don't really get that. I know the cars are more aerodynamically challenged this year, but I mean, to tap a curb and spin out wouldn't really make sense when you're travelling, what, 130 miles an hour, especially if the curb's not raised above the out the ground, because most of the curbs that they used to have were raised, so you could understand why the car would maybe slide, because the center of mass for the car's moving when you hit a bump. But obviously with the curbs being flattened out, I don't understand why it would. I mean, you can take some of the curbs quite well, and nothing will happen, and then you take one curb maybe a little bit too deep on the inside, and the car just automatically spins. I don't get it, but obviously they're trying to mimic real life, but I really don't think. I think some parts that need to be adjusted. But I'm just having a look to see if anyone's. So yeah, we're waiting for Vapid to do the custom grid. And then we can get going with the 50% race. Yeah, so the 5 lap race is only 5 laps. So everyone was on softs, just trying to push to get to at least the top 10. But now it's not so much about position, it's more about how far you can go into the race, your strategy. Basically, you need to think long term now, which is quite difficult because once you've came off a 5 lap race where you're pushing like mad to try and get to, and get up to the top, so you get a better qualifying starting at 50%. But we'll see, because I think if I had to hazard a guess, most of the drivers at the front will be on mediums and the drivers at the back will be on hards, to try and push further into the race. But we will see. I think we are maybe delaying by a couple of minutes. So hopefully there should be a formation lap for this one as well. Let's double check. Also, the one other thing not taken into account is weather. We don't actually know what the weather's going to be like, because if it is raining, that kind of throws a spanner in the works for everyone. Especially, I think the hardest part of this now is the rain. Because the cars are so unpredictable and the dry on some tracks, the rain just makes it worse. So we'll have to wait and see. But obviously just waiting for people. Hopefully it rains. I'm bad at dry and probably worse than rain, but at least people DNF and I can move up. Do you know what? Usually if there's a lot of drivers that are a lot quicker than me, during this game I tend to start at the back and then let them dive into turn 1, because there's always going to be turn 1 issues. Always. Doesn't matter what game we're on. So yeah, I tend to stay back a bit, just to let everyone kind of go their own way. It does sound quite bad because it means I'm expecting crashes, but I mean, it happens. It's never not gonna happen. But that's what I did before. I just chilled and waited for the DNF. Yeah, I mean, well, it worked well for me. Sunday League Gammon, I started 11th, and because of the turn 1 incidents, I actually finished the race in 2nd. So it does help obviously sometimes it can't help, but like if you're there in a lap one and someone crashes and a safety car comes out, then you've kind of lost the advantage because people have to slow down and then warm the tyres back up, especially if you're on hards, because this game for getting hards up to temperature is the worst. But it definitely has its pluses and minuses for starting at the back. Sometimes it's not very good when you know the guys in front are just going to take off and you're never going to catch them. Um, but we are waiting for the countdown timer to finish, and then we'll see exactly what the weather's going to be like for the start of this race. Oh, very, very cloudy. No rain, but very, very cloudy. So they are just getting their strategy sorted out for the start of the race, and that gives me a minute to rest my voice. Well, here we go. The countdown timer has started, so we are about to get underway with the 50% race. I believe it said 36 laps, so uh, yeah. I believe that's because the laps are like a minute and 14 long, so a little bit more than normal. So here we go. And there is a formation lap. So let's have a look and see. So all top 10 drivers are on mediums. Pred is on hards. So Fresh is on mediums. Adam Lee starting on softs. That is actually pretty brave. Why have I no volume? Okay, I think that sorted it. I had no idea what was going on there. So, Vapid's been put back on the grid. I think he's just said that he was stuck on the curb. But as you can see, Tom Gorian trying to warm up his tyres. So yeah, Adam Lee is on softs, which is pretty brave. Then obviously from XR Leclerc down to NT in 18th, we have medium runners. Then VC Mike on hards in 19th, and then Sora on mediums. So yeah, I got stuck on the car. Yeah, I saw your message, Vapid. It does happen here. It's quite easy to get beached here. So people need to watch that when they spin, because you will get disqualified from the race as well if you're stationary on the track for too long. I don't know why the volume doesn't want to work. But yeah, they're going to give me a crap camera angle for the start of this race. But the last car is into position. That is not a great camera angle from turn 1. But here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Vapid gets a really good start. Scott does get a good start and actually goes round the outside. Tom, as we've got a retirement already. JD and VC Mike there is actually a safety car. 5-second penalty for So Fresh for collision with Angelissimo as well. I believe XCR Leclerc may have been involved in that as well, as the cars are moving very, very slowly. The safety car is on its way out. So, yep, XCR Leclerc he has no front wing. Neither has So Fresh. Angelissimo, I believe, has damage. Nope, doesn't look like he has. But massive collision, which has ended JD and VC Mike's race. So we are waiting for Vapid to catch up with the safety car. As soon as he crosses the line, there should no longer be a delta for everyone. As we have Pred and NT and Angelissimo in the pits. Actually, quite a few cars in the pits. XL Leclerc, Angelissimo, So Fresh, NT and Pred. All. Why is So Fresh put wets on? Okay, So Fresh has came out onto track on full wets, and Sen and Scrub are changing places for some reason. Adam Lee is up to 8th though with the softs. Yeah, I think it's just because they're so close together and everyone's vying for a position. Plus, lag can have something to do with it as well. Yeah, Pred, that's fine. It'll probably Vapid, Kirby, or Tom will want you to submit it. More than likely. Um, uh, yep, So Fresh back into the pits to change those. He's actually getting another wing change. He's probably hit the wall with the full wets on. So we are waiting for So Fresh to catch up. Shouldn't be too long because he's not that far behind, and everyone's obviously not driving at racing speed, but he can. But Vapid's still holding on to the lead of the Grand Prix. Even though we're 3 laps in, we have spent 2 laps under safety car. Scott is just behind him as well, and second with both Alpines in the top 4. Then obviously Antsmaz down in 5th. Ryan just behind him. Berserker Mark 7th. Adam Lee, who's made a pretty decent start, up to 8th on the softs. With obviously Cal in 9th and Scrub and Senna in 10th and 11th. Both Mercedes up from where they started. Team Sora, who believe started 20th up to 12th as well. And then we have obviously Checo, Pred, NT, Leclerc, Angeli, Simone, So Fresh, who all pitted, I believe. But the safety car will go round for another lap. So let's see. They will make their way around, and then the safety car will come in. I believe it'll be in at the end of this lap. Okay, why does my audio keep glitching in and out? Okay, there's no audio for the game, which is a bit worrying. The safety car is in, however, and Vapid has not went yet. But now he has. Vapid is gone. As everyone barrels down, as Ansmaz gets past Kirby, goes round the outside. Sora's past XCR Senna as well. Checo's actually spun, I believe. Oh no, Pred spun. As we've got moves being made left, right, and centre. As I believe that was Cal and Berserker Mark going side by side. Sora as well getting past Scrub and up to P10. Tom Gorian is very, very close to the back of Scott W as well, as Sora gets past Cal and up to P9. So we are underway again. Green flag. I may actually have to do this through my Xbox because I have no volume from the game. It's interesting. Yeah, this doesn't want to work for some reason. Okay, 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to switch to my Xbox. I've got no sound coming out of the game at all. Be back in 1 second.